This desk isn't for people like you. Ethan Cole's voice cut through the morning chatter like glass on tile. He was sprawled across Malik Johnson's desk, one leg on the chair, the other tapping against the wood, as if marking territory. A few students snickered. One took out their phone. Malik stopped in the doorway, hoodie half-zipped, hands in his pockets. He didn't say a word. His eyes moved from Ethan's smug grin to the crumpled homework shoved under his sneaker. Going to stand there all day, or are you finally dropping out? Ethan's tone was casual cruelty, the kind that had history. Malik stepped forward, setting his backpack down with deliberate care. The air shifted, small details, like Jaden in the back straightening in his seat and Ems Ramirez pausing mid-mark in her gradebook. Malik pulled out his chair, the one Ethan was blocking, and looked at him. Something about the way he looked, steady, unflinching, made Ethan smirk. Twick you. Deaf, or just too stupid to get it? Ethan leaned closer, voice low. This is my desk now. You find another. What Malik said next would make the entire room forget to breathe. Malik didn't rush. He adjusted the strap of his backpack, letting the silence stretch until it felt like the walls were leaning in. Then, almost conversationally, he said, "You sure you want to sit there?" Ethan laughed loud enough for half the hallway to hear. "What's the big deal? You think you own this seat?" He kicked the desk lightly, his sneakers squeaking against the metal frame. The sound grated. M. Ramirez finally looked up. "Ethan, move to your assigned desk, please." Ethan didn't budge. "I'm fine here besides you all, baby. This guy like Hayes special." "Hayes not Hayes, just another transfer from the east side who doesn't know his place." His words landed sharp-laced with something uglier than simple teasing. Malik felt the shift in the room. How some kids looked away, others waited for him to snap. He didn't. He leaned on the desk, his voice quieter. "Now you might want to think twice before making this your hill to die." One-thin's grin widened. "Or what you going to call your mom?" The class chuckled, but Jaden's pencil stopped moving. Malik's jaw tightened, his knuckles widening against the desk edge. The warning bell rang, but no one moved. Make sure you subscribe to see more stories where courage wins. What happened next would turn the day upside down. The classroom door swung open. Principal Howard stepped in, his polished shoes echoing against the tile. He took in the scene without a word. Ethan lounging on Malik's desk, Malik standing close enough to push him off if he wanted. "Everything okay here?" Howard's voice was calm, but there was an edge that made the room settle instantly. Ethan straightened slightly, but kept his smirk. "Yeah, just showing the new guy where the real seats are." Howard's gaze shifted to Malik. "Is that right?" Malik's reply was measured. "Depends on whether you think this is a seat or a mistake." The principal's brow arched. He walked closer, stopping right in front of Ethan. "Do you know whose desk you're sitting in?" Ethan shrugged. "Some transfer kids." "Who cares?" Howard's tone dropped, almost like a verdict. "You should, because you're sitting at the son of Raymond Johnson's desk." The name rippled through the class like an electric current. Even Ethan blinked, his smirk faltering. Malik didn't move, but the look in his eyes said Ethan had just stepped into territory he didn't understand. Murmurs spread across the room. Some students exchanged wide-eyed glances, others instinctively leaned back from Ethan as if distance could shield them. Ms. Ramirez's pen froze midair. Ethan tried to recover. "So that's supposed to mean something," but his voice had lost the casual bite. It was thinner now, uncertain. Principal Howard didn't answer. Right away he turned to the class. "Return to your assignments. This conversation is no longer for you." Chairs scraped, papers shuffled, but no one truly tuned out. Howard looked back at Ethan. "It means you've been mouthing off to someone whose family has more pull in this city than you could imagine." His words were quiet, but each one seemed to land heavier than the last. Malik finally spoke, his tone low enough that only Ethan could hear. "You wanted this seat so bad. Now you can keep it, but understand, you don't just sit here for free." Thon swallowed hard, the weight of unspoken consequences hanging in the air. Howard stepped aside, gesturing toward the hallway. "Well, talk in my office, Mr. Cole." The class watched Ethan stand, but this time there was no swagger in his stride. When the door closed behind them, Malik sat down at his desk for the first time that morning. The chatter returned in hushed bursts, but no one dared meet his eyes for long. Jaden passed by on his way to sharpen a pencil, murmuring just loud enough, "Guess he won't be touching your desk again." Malik didn't answer. He reached into his backpack, pulled out a black pen, and began writing as if nothing had happened outside. Ethan's muffled voice rose and fell in the principal's office, edged with panic. By lunch, word had already spread. Not just about the confrontation, but about the name. Raymond Johnson hallways parted for Malik without a word. Ethan avoided the cafeteria entirely. Malik didn't smile. Power wasn't about gloating. It was about presence, and in a place where respect was usually taken by force, his came without raising his voice. Some seats are just furniture. Others are lines you don't cross, and sometimes the person you underestimate is the one who decides whether you stay sitting or stand for the rest of your life. Some victories aren't about who speaks last, but about who walks away with the ground beneath them. Blake didn't just get his seat back, he turned it into a place no one would dare touch. Again, in every room there's a line you don't cross, and crossing it changes everything down. Forget to subscribe for more real stories of respect and courage.